5 things women want in bed, but don't dare to tell you. Do you want to give your girl the best sex of her life? Do you feel like you're lacking in the bedroom and she's not as satisfied as she wants to be? Do you dream of being seen as a sex god, but have never felt like that realistically is going to happen for you? Or maybe you've been seen as the sweet, sensitive type, or maybe you've even been the loving boyfriend, but you also want to ignite a passionate flame between you and your girl. And you want her to crave you and feel the heat whenever she thinks about you. And you want to know that she's never been so satisfied, right? Well, I want you to listen up because I'm going to share those things with you that are about to change everything for you. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and attraction coach for you men. And I help men not only master their dating skills, their bedroom skills, but achieve the great life that they want overall. I have thousands of client testimonials right below, so go ahead and check me out. And if this is your first time visiting me, welcome, because you, my friend, are about to get some great things, a better dating life, a better relationship life, whatever you're looking for. So if you want that, click the subscribe button right now and subscribe to this channel. And for all of my viewers and my subscribers, thank you for being such a loyal subscriber. Much love to you, all of you. All right, now I'm here to tell you everything you need to know. One of them is please your girl like no one ever has before. Number 2 is catch her totally off guard and get her addicted to your touch. Number 3 is and keep her coming back for more. I've gathered insights from experts, surveys, and real women experiences to bring you these 5 secrets that women are often too shy or embarrassed to express openly. So get ready to take notes and discover how to give your partner the pleasure she desires and deserves. So let's dive in. Part 1, don't skip foreplay, especially if things are already hot and heavy. Oof, this is so important. Let's start off with the basics here, guys, okay? Now, sometimes when things are heating up and you're feeling super excited, you want to get right to it and start having sex right away, right? Because all of your hormones and the testosterone is going. But keep in mind, women are wired differently. For us, the most mind-blowing sex usually starts with mind-blowing foreplay, okay? So why is that? Well, to put it simple, women need more time to get aroused and reach orgasm than men do. That means that while you might be ready to jump right into it and do the hanky-panky and go into the main event, your partner might need some extra stimulation to feel fully aroused and engaged. That's where foreplay comes in. Ooh, and it gets even better because if you're able to do foreplay when you're aroused, that hot fire that she's gonna feel is gonna be even better ignited between the two of you. So when you take your time to kiss, touch, and explore her body, you're not just getting her physically ready for sex, you're also creating a sense of intimacy and connection that can make the experience even more fulfilling. And that's what women talk about when they say, I had great sex. Women often describe feeling more comfortable, feeling more relaxed, and emotionally connected to their partner when foreplay is involved, and are the ones that walk away, whoa, that was great sex. Plus, foreplay can help women get more physically aroused, which can make sex more enjoyable and even lead to stronger and more intense orgasms. And that's where we want to go, right? Because we want her to build up before the intense orgasm. And by the way, the clitoris, which is the primary source of sexual pleasure for many women, needs a lot of stimulation to reach orgasm, but gentle stimulation, that is. And foreplay can help build that arousal gradually. But you know what else? Foreplay also plays a super important role in one simple thing that 90% of men neglect when it comes to sex. But before I tell you what that is, I want to take a second to remind you not only to hit that subscribe button, but if you want to go deeper in regards to, no point intended, sex, and making sure it's not just penetration all the time and giving women pleasure and really getting in the mind of women and getting step-by-steps on what to do on different type of foreplay techniques, I would encourage you to download my program called How to Please a Woman. This is a true game changer, guys. Beware. If you want your sex life to change, download this program. It's called How to Please a Woman. I give you insights on everything that you need to know. Click the link below, or I'll put it up here on the cards. Now, let's talk about part 2, the buildup. Now, foreplay is a huge part of what I like to call the buildup. And the buildup is an essential part of mind-blowing sex. And so many men neglect this. And believe me, it's such an easy thing to do that makes a crazy difference in how much passion is building between you and your girl. So let me paint a picture for you, okay? Let's say you two are texting each other and the conversation is starting to heat up a bit. You start talking about how much you can't wait to be alone together, and you take this opportunity to take things further and dive into the details of what exactly you want to be doing when you're alone together. You start to tell her that you've been thinking about her, where you probably want to kiss her, where you want to touch her. And remember, women are complex beings who crave intellectual and emotional stimulation as much as physical pleasure. So as the conversation heats up, you are already arousing her mind. And by the way, this is already a big part of foreplay. And you're creating sexual tension because you aren't actually physically having sex yet. So sexual tension is a critical part of the buildup because you are building the desire, and the fact that you aren't having immediate satisfaction means that the desire is only going to grow until you two can actually be alone together. So imagine the thoughts that she might be having as well. When you're alone together, you can keep building the tension through physical foreplay until she just can't take it anymore. This is when sex starts to get really passionate, really hot and heavy, and this is where she's already fully aroused. If you skip foreplay and just get down to it, you're missing out on a whole aspect of arousal and could easily have made the experience way more exciting and memorable for the both of you. And here's the thing, the most exciting and memorable the experience, the more she's going to want it. So my tip 2 in this here is to remember that women love, guys, love the passion that builds from foreplay, both mental and physical, but sometimes hesitate to ask for it because men often seem more interested in just the sex itself. So part 3 of this is I don't want you to be afraid to tell her what you want. All right, we have tip number 3 here, and this is an interesting one because men tend to hesitate with this. In an effort to avoid being too dominant or too macho, men lose sight of their masculinity, even though their masculinity is precisely what women find to be so sexy and so arousing. Think about how women are attracted to the Henry Cavill and Chris Hemsworth of the world, right? By the way, notice how both of those guys play superheroes? Women are so deeply attracted to big, strong men because they exude masculinity, they exude confidence and power. And it's not just about looks here, even though those two guys are good looking. I'm talking about the sexiness of confidence and power. Women are attracted to men who have a dominant presence in alpha male qualities because it honestly stems from our biology. In fact, in evolutionary psychology, it is proposed that women tend to be more attracted to men who display traits that are associated with high status, power, and dominance because these traits may indicate that the man has good genetic qualities and will be a good provider and protector for their offspring. So, let's leverage that. You can leverage this simply by communicating confidently and assertively in the bedroom. Guys, when a woman is connected to you, when she wants to be in bed with you, take over your dominance. This shows so much in the bedroom. Give her directions on what you want to do to her, like changing positions or where you want her to let you kiss you or where you want her to touch you. Tell her what feels good to you and what you want more of in that moment. Tell her you want her in what position. Don't be afraid to give her commands in the heat of the moment, like take off your panties or open your legs for me, baby. Trust me, when I tell you that stuff like this drives women wild, they love when you take control and they love when they feel like they are in the arms of a strong man. Now, speaking of the importance of how you communicate in the bedroom, I want to tell you about my next tip, part number 4. She wants you to ask about her fantasies. Women are sexual creatures, guys, and we all have imaginations, and each woman is going to have her own desires and fantasies. But I have noticed that a lot of women are hesitant or too shy to share these with guys or the men that they're sleeping with. Sometimes it's because of society expectations of women, but sometimes it's because they just aren't sure how it's going to be received by the guy. So, which is a shame because they're missing out on a whole world of fun together, to be honest. So here's where you come in. If you two have never talked about fantasies before, now is the time to introduce them as well. Casually, maybe into a conversation, or maybe do my yes, no, maybe list in my Master the Bedroom program that I linked below. And if you see an opportunity, like say you walk by a sex store, or you see some outfits, or you see something in a movie, let's just say, or where two people are doing something in the movie that could count as someone's fantasy. Don't be scared to bring it up to her in the moment. Also similar to this, if you're texting and things are getting steamy, use this opportunity to ask her about her fantasies. Tell her that you want to make her dreams come true for her, or her fantasies come true for her. Next up, we have tip number 5. Before I go into tip number 5, if you are new to this channel, now is your time. You've been watching me for a little bit. Click that subscribe button. I'm going to continue to give you great advice just like you're seeing today. And I want you to comment below if you are a subscriber and share your thoughts. Let's get into it. Part number 5 is compliment her. All right, a lot of women struggle with insecurities about their bodies that make it hard for them to get loose and have a truly gratifying sexual experience. All of the women that I've interviewed, majority of them said the reason why they felt so comfortable in their body is because a man always complimented and was like obsessed with their bodies, right, in the bedroom. So they can be focused on what they don't like about themselves as women, and this makes it hard for them to get out of their head and enjoy the moment. Same thing also happens to men, but this is where you can make a difference, gentlemen. Don't underestimate the importance of appreciating her and communicating to her about what you find beautiful in her, on her, beside her. Compliment her when you're in the bed together. Tell her how sexy you think her body is and how much you think about it. Tell her that you couldn't wait to get your hands on her and how much it turns you on when you think about her naked. Let her know that you are deeply physically attracted to her parts of her body, her thighs, her legs, her stomach, her breasts, her arms, whatever it is. And make sure you worship her body with your lips and your hands so that she knows it's all true when it's happening in your foreplay. Plus, another reason why being appreciated turns her on so much is related to the physical sensation. When a man pays attention to a woman's erogenous zones in response to her body language and verbal cues, it can increase the intensity and pleasure of sexual stimulation. Again, it's about appealing to both her mind and her body, okay? This can lead to a greater release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that is associated with pleasure and reward, and can intensify the feeling of arousal and orgasm. Remember, a woman wants to feel like a goddess in your eyes, so make sure you take advantage of these opportunities to create more passion. So, in conclusion, the 5 things you need to remember are: don't neglect foreplay, both mental and physical. The buildup is just as important as sex. Don't be afraid of commands. Find out her fantasies. Give her genuine compliments in bed. Incorporate these things into your sex life and you will see it transform. Trust me. Go ahead and click that watch next video about women faking their orgasms, and I promise you I will not steer you wrong. And as always, I'll see you in the next one, and remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.